After missing last week's review, I'm going to upload a second review of the Owl House. So here we are. Yeah, and I'm gonna do the same for DuckTales because I missed DuckTales yesterday. So yeah, I'm just gonna make it up to you guys. Upload 4 reviews in one day. Why not? Episode 5 of the Owl House. So we have about 14 episodes left in the season, and I'm glad it's such a short season because, you know, we're a while from season 2 coming out. There isn't even a date for season 2 when it's going to release, so I can catch up with the show, watch it, and then when it starts dropping weekly on the Disney Channel, I can just go, whoop, here we go. And I liked this episode. I don't know if I liked it more or less than last week's episode. We have this episode where Luz goes to a convention, which we learn is kind of a idea where they go to this area, this convention, and if you're a witch, you sign with the convention. You could only perform one type of magic. So, Ida never really did this, and so she claims this is why she's such a witch. Then we meet Ida's sister, and we kind of learn about all this stuff, which is already an interesting concept. But then we see Amity again. Amity starts being snobby to King, and Luz enters a witch's deal with her. Amity starts the show as a villain, well, not a villain, but a bully, and she kind of opens up a little bit. You can see why she's angry at Luz, because Luz is just giving a bad name to magic. She's just kind of screwing around and getting her way, even though Amity actually has to work hard. It's an actual real thing that people deal with. You know, there's people who work hard to do things, and then there's people who just stumble in and they can just do everything great. And those people who work hard now have to kind of take a backline to those people. And it kind of sucks, and it creates this terrible kind of thing, and it hurts watching that. But yeah, I think this episode was a very good episode. I think my only issue with this episode was just I like that it's set up so much, but it was a little bit slower pacing. But overall, it was paced pretty well. And yeah, I mean, the hints of the story with Ida's curse and Ida's sister was properly put in a great way, and they dropped enough jokes and hints about it that obviously there's going to come back to this, especially the way this episode ends. I think this is a great episode. I think it did a great job of like introducing these concepts and kind of what they're going to do later with them, and we don't really know, but it shows you and goes, look, here's some stuff, and then you kind of can speculate and make some interesting ideas, because it's really, really dang interesting concepts. And you know, when I started the Owl House, when I started watching this show, I kind of saw the premise of the show, and I was like, that sounds a little generic. You got a generic fantasy world. You got all these different things. But these concepts are not concepts I've seen in any other type of fiction, that at least the ones in this episode, and it was done great, and there was still great humor as always. The Owl House remains to always have great humor. The animation was gorgeous as always, and yeah, it was just a great episode.